You're probably looking at the title of this video and thinking, what is this guy on about? Baldur's Gate 3 is actually pretty good. More like Baldur's Gate 3 is actually very good and amazing and cool. We've all heard of Baldur's Gate 3. We've all accepted it. We've all praised it. See, the thing is, I thought I knew what Baldur's Gate 3 was, and I'm sure a lot of you might have been or might still be in the same boat as I was, but trust me when I say that the only way to even begin to comprehend just how astronomical this game is to get hands-on with it. Like, sure, before I even played the game, it wasn't too hard to wrap my head around the branching possibilities, freedom of choice, and sheer amount of detail that got Baldur's Gate 3 that illustrious 2023 Game of the Year title. But when I set out with my close friends on a brand new adventure, and 90% of the time, they're saying that they haven't seen the story play out the way it did when they were playing with me because I like to scream at everyone with my barbarianism, that's when all of the accolades the game received started to make sense. Mind you, the friends I played with have hours on this game and have played many campaigns with many different people, so for them to still be seeing new things, it speaks volumes of what Larian Studios was able to achieve with Baldur's Gate 3.
Of course. Come and go as you like.
Wait, we really didn't have to fight them or
Moving
convince them, huh?
And show some respect.
Yeah, wait, what? That's it?
It's because usually you're supposed to convince them you're like you're allowed to be here, or you just fight them all. But because you're a drow, they think you're like part of them already.
Let me just get the verdict out there. I love Baldur's Gate 3. I come from a JRPG background where I'm min-maxing my stats and trying to utilize every component that the game has to offer, but with Baldur's Gate 3, I quickly realized that part of the fun of this game is relishing in the chaos and randomness. So I took all my prior JRPG experience and also my very minimal Western RPG experience and threw it directly out the window and played Baldur's Gate 3 like a straight up monkey.
Ooh, reckless attack, do it. I mean, it's just giving you the option. Jesus.
No
Oh, he's
way.
dead. He's dead to bleeding. He's dead to bleeding.
Okay,
he's dead to
yeah,
bleeding.
we're good.
Now look, I'm not a big D&D guy either. I played one campaign in the past and it was only for a couple of hours, so I gained maybe 1% of what a true D&D campaign is supposed to be like. Fun fact, my YouTube profile picture is actually my D&D character from that one single campaign that I played. At first, I had a generic picture of a Goron from The Legend of Zelda as my character, but my close friend who's very artistically talented drew this character, and ever since, it's just kind of stuck with me. The only other D&D experience I have is that one time I watched Dug's stream where Twitch chat played through a D&D campaign. However, I do recall from that one D&D session I played having to roll dice for the majority of our actions, and depending on our characters and the environment, the odds could be boosted in your favor or even work against you. I noticed that there were two variants. First kind is the obvious one, where the dice rolls right in front of you and you eagerly hold your breath to see whether your attempt to speak to spiders was successful or not.
I'm gonna talk to the spiders. Hey, spiders. Hey, spiders. Don't be mean to me, please. Hey, spiders, I'm chill, dude.
Oh, the spiders
Wait, I
don't
can do this. I can do this with 4.
Nope.
I needed a 4. I needed a 4.
The other kind of dice roll is invisible and automatic. These dice rolls are quick and seamless, and they usually occur in the overworld while you're casually cruising around. I was genuinely impressed by how the developers chose to handle these minor dice rolls. They keep the game snappy and the pace moving at all times.
Oh no.
Another thing that I was very impressed by was the atypical design of the progression. You have your classic main missions indicated on the map by these yellow markers, which is the typical part of the design. Even then, there is a degree of non-typical structure since you don't necessarily have to do all the main missions, or at least that was the notion that I got because my friend said it was perfectly fine to progress forward with a companion of my choosing, which was Karlach, and focus on her story. I really like this main mission structure, and while I was looking at the map, I couldn't help but notice the lack of the standard open world subquest icons, and when I asked my friend about this, he left me with a phrase that sparked a sense of excitement that I hadn't felt in any other video game.
Are there any side quests?
Quite an amount. You just gotta look for them.
Now look, I know what I'm about to say sounds cliche, but suddenly I felt like the world was my oyster. Up until then, I'd mostly been following my friends around, learning how the game worked and taking charge in pivotal conversations whenever I was informed by my friends that one was coming up. They'd already played the game numerous times, so they wanted me to experience these scenarios and see how I would react. But after I realized that the way to initiate quests is to actually explore and discover them by literally walking into them, I began to check around every corner of the world that I possibly could, using my journal to guide me when I had applicable information, and every single time, I was rewarded for it. I wasn't bound to the same screen as my friends either. They could do their own thing on the other side of the world while I goofed around the map, and whenever a conversation sparked up, we could hop into their dialogue to listen in. I would use Will's animal speak to make all sorts of Animal Kingdom acquaintances, while Mehizbach had a thing for speaking with the dead. Meanwhile, Rick would be doing, whatever is happening here in this scene.
Take me back. After that, I'd never want to see you again.
Actually, getting a good look at Rick's character now, it's occurred to me that I haven't even talked about the character customization. You can be whatever you want and look however you want. There are no restrictions to your imagination, and in fact, the game will accommodate itself based on the race that you pick for yourself. Here's what I mean by that. I picked the Drow because it's a tall, funny, unnecessarily jacked blue man, and I didn't know this at the time when I was creating my character, but apparently I had locked myself into Baldur's Gate 3 Racism Edition. No, seriously, everywhere I went, non-playable characters would comment on my race almost immediately, and I quickly found out by all the racist remarks that Drows don't have the best social standing in this universe, but hey, I got through the racism simulator by screaming at everyone I came across. That'll teach them a lesson to never look down upon me again. I've talked at length about a lot of different aspects of this game, but I specifically wanted to save the combat for much later because it is so insanely rich with possibilities and there is so much to go over. During my time with this game, I was only able to witness a small fraction of what the combat truly had to offer, and I'd imagine it would take a couple of campaigns to dive into every aspect of it. I played as a barbarian, and after I got the basics down, I would run in with Karlach, my fellow barbarian, and cause mayhem.
Golly, you hurt.
It did lead to my demise sometimes, but I was thirsting for those big damage numbers. I just wanted to get in there and smack everybody around.
Just gonna buff us up as we go and fight her now.
The cool part about this is that even though Karlach and I were both barbarians, as we both leveled up, I was able to craft her and myself into different kinds of barbarians, such as Karlach giving buffs to herself and sometimes all participants of the battle when activating her rage. Let me dial it back a bit though, since I am a bit ahead of myself. Like, for example, what does it even mean to activate rage? Well, luckily for us, the game lays it out in a very digestible format. You've got primary actions, which are denoted in green, and bonus actions, which are orange. Each class will have its own set of unique resources as well. As a barbarian, I had these rage charges that I had to manage. Maybe one party member specializes in long-range spells, so they can tack on damage from afar. Or maybe your character is like mine and loves to be on the front line, taking down enemies one by one. Coordinating with your party on how each of you should spend your actions in a turn-based environment is where the combat really shines.
Alright, open.
Oh, now I can see her.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Burn.
That is.
Nice.
Oh my god.
Nice.
Wait, that's teamwork right there, though. That's turn-based combat right there.
The talent that went into this game is nothing short of incredible. I'm sure you're already well aware of Neil Newman, portrayed as the companion Asterion, winning the trophy for Best Performance at the Game Awards 2023, and I know that only one actor can take the prize home, but I just wish I could collectively give all actors in Baldur's Gate 3 this award because they are masterclasses at the art of bringing these characters to life and making them feel authentic. Neil Newman's portrayal of Asterion is so ridiculously good that really the only way I can praise him any more than he's already been is by admitting that I'd let this vampire bite my neck. F it, I'm as straight as a pencil, but just listen to the sound of this guy's voice.
A little blood. I could think clearer. Fight better. Please.
Okay, I may have gotten a little carried away, but on the topic of things you can hear, let's talk about the music. Oh my god, the music. This soundtrack, it gives me goosebumps. I mean, here, just take a small listen to this main theme and tell me that you don't feel like embarking on an epic adventure into the unknown. This part is an addendum to the original script because as I was booting up my PC to write about it, I got the classic Steam notification pop-up, and that's when I saw a little developer update from Valerian Studios regarding more content and more improvements coming to Baldur's Gate 3, and I just sat there, dumbfounded, thinking to myself, this Game of the Year winner, which has already proven itself plenty, it's even better than this? I'd imagine that the majority of people watching this video have already played Baldur's Gate 3 and are familiar with the game, but if you're in the percentage of people who are on the fence about this game, then buckle your knees and get ready to jump right over that fence, or smash through it like a linebacker. I don't know, just get that fence out of there one way or another. In a day and age where games are entering the market at $70, Baldur's Gate 3 makes a bold statement with a $60 price tag. Honestly, if any game should ask for $70 based on a content to dollar ratio, then it would be this one, but it's not, and it's still getting more content too. I really don't know what else I can say to praise the game anymore. Don't miss out on Baldur's Gate 3. Get a group of friends together and run through the motions. Enjoy the randomness, and enjoy trying to convince your friends to put some damn clothing on the companions because for some reason Rick really loved keeping these guys stripped down. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like if you guys enjoyed the video, and subscribe if you'd like to see me try new games in the future. I'll see you guys in the next one.
Oh my god, I'm finally free. Eat the scorching ray, you bitch.
Yeah, that's cool. Okay.
Oh
I
my
missed all
god.
3.
Burn to death.
What did you throw at her?
There's a little teddy bear at her, bro.
Clive?
Hey, by the way, bye, Clive.
No! Do I?
I was gonna pick him up.
Dude! I had the option. I had to do it. Bye bye, Clyde.